Hi, I'm Tom from North Star Bonsai. Today's instructional video is all about lime sulfur, particularly White Lightening Lime Sulfur. White Lightning is handmade by Bonsai Logistics. I've used it. It's great stuff. Does exactly what you want it to do. Lime sulfur has two uses. The first, which most of us know, is for bleaching deadwood. Depending on how you apply lime sulfur, the wood can be anywhere from a bone white to a driftwood grayish white. It basically boils down to what your taste and what your tree looks like, and how you like your Jin and Shari to look. The second use is for a dormancy spray to protect your trees from fungus, insects, which we'll cover right now since it's a quick and easy explanation. And prior to placing your trees as storage for winter, if you happen to be in a cold environment and you need to tuck them away, you should mix 30 parts of water to 1 part lime sulfur. Mix it up well, put it in a spray applicator. It could be a misting bottle to a regular garden variety spray bottle. Spray your trees evenly prior to putting them to bed. That's pretty much it. It's no fuss, no must deal. And if you do it, you'll protect your trees nicely. Okay, so back to deadwood. This is what you'll need to start bleaching your Jin and Sharis. First thing is a bleaching cup. Preferably plastic. The second thing is natural fiber brush. Don't use a synthetic bristle brush as it has a tendency to break down when in contact with lime sulfur. It will leave a mess and make your work a lot harder. And finally, the last and final thing is lime sulfur. The lime sulfur is the key ingredient in this whole deal. So we have 3 components. We're only really missing one other thing, and that's a tree. Let's go outside, find a tree, and start working on it. Okay, we found a subject, a tree. This is a yew. It was recently styled, and the wood was worked. What we're going to do is basically show you the best way to apply lime sulfur. And the key important things is to make sure that on the deadwood, that you get the lime sulfur on the deadwood and carefully go along the deadwood and apply it only there. You don't want to get it on the live wood. The problem with getting lime sulfur on living tissue, especially living tissue that has been cut back, is that it has a tendency to kill it off. Being a concentrate and not like the diluted form of the dormancy spray, it will kill it back. So we're going to take the lime sulfur and pour it in the cup, a little paintbrush, and we're going to get going. First thing you want to do before applying the lime sulfur is to wet the deadwood. By wetting the wood, you're opening up the grains for the lime sulfur to penetrate. Very simple process. You guys have done this. When you water your trees, you just give it a light misting, or this is a little bit more misting, but make sure that it's nice and wet and saturated. Okay, it's wet. The deadwood's wet, and we've got our lime sulfur in the cup. Lime sulfur is kind of orangey in color, and when you apply it, it's going to turn a yellowish color. After it dries, it will turn white. So what you always want to do is start near the top and work your way down, just like painting a wall. You want to be able to deal with anything that runs off and down, and you don't want over saturation on places that you've already painted, unless that's what you want. So we start at the top. Being very careful to not get it on the living tissue. And you can notice the yellow color to the lime sulfur, which is a good indicator of where you've painted. And as you go, there's some spots that you may not want to put on as much to give a darker color to, say, areas like a cavity here, say here, and here. Light play is a big important part in bonsai, which gives depth to your composition. Okay, we've applied the lime sulfur. You might be able to pick up the yellowy color, though it's starting to mute out into a more of a whitish color. The next hardest part is always waiting. So we need to wait for this, put it out in the full sun on a warm day, and this will dry relatively quickly to a nice white color. One last thing before you do that, though. Everybody makes mistakes and things happen. If you see, like on the edges where you might have gotten a little spatter from the lime sulfur, now is a good time to take a wet, damp rag and wipe it off. If it doesn't come off and it's dried, don't worry. Let the whole thing dry out, and then you can take a toothbrush or possibly even a Scotch-Brite very lightly and just rub it off. Okay, we're back. It's been 4 days, and of the 4 days of drying time, 3 of those days it's been cloudy, misty, rainy, pretty much damp and miserable. But it goes to show that lime sulfur, even underneath those conditions, will dry. Of course, if it's warm and sunny, the drying time is going to be a lot faster. Even this tree will once the sun comes out, if it ever does come out again, will whiten out just a little bit more. Talking about whitening, we should talk about coloration of lime sulfur. Several ways to do it. One, by placing water in it and thinning out the mixture. This will give you a more washed out look, not that bone white look. When we started this tree, we used a straight, undiluted mixture. The rain, because we knew it was coming, was going to wash it out. And this is pretty close to what we wanted. It's not bone white, it's kind of a grayish white. There's other ways to do this. When you do your woodwork, if you char and brush the deadwood after the charring, the patina from the charring will lend to a more grayish look when you apply your lime sulfur and it dries. Another way to do it is to add a drop or two of India ink to your lime sulfur solution, which will give you an immediate result and be a more gray looking finish. So that's pretty much it. I hope you got something out of this video, and thanks for watching.